I did want to ask. It's Alan. What's his name?
Richardson.
He's Raphael.
Richardson.
Do you think they made Raphael the most prominent Ninja Turtle in the movie in 2014 because it was Alan Richardson, or do you think Alan Richardson is Raphael because he was the most prominent Ninja Turtle?
I can tell you that Alan Richardson hated doing the movie. Thought it was going to be like a big launching point for him.
Yeah.
And that just didn't happen.
He got so frustrated with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Understandably so.
Yeah. I get it. Hey, I get it, man.
Alan, it's cool, man. You got reach.
He watches. I know
you're
he
reaching
watches.
now. So.
The nod of approval.
Dude, hey, he'll love that, dude. He'll love that.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the room upstairs. My name is Berg, and I'm here with my hosts,
The TallBeing.
Hayden Evans.
You still doing this?
Yeah.
Mephisjoe.
Welcome. This is our 3-year anniversary of doing this podcast, and we're doing some rebooting of our own.
Renovation.
We're renovating the room upstairs. This is the podcast where we battle out movies, originals and remakes, and now we are our own remake. Because when we started 3 years ago, it was just the two of us.
Yeah.
We started with this movie that we're going to battle today. But since then, we've added Mephisjoe, and now we've added Hayden, and
the basement downstairs.
We've got a lot of things cooking. So we're rebooting. We're starting over. That way, anybody that's like, oh, I'm going to check out the Ninja Turtles episode. Well, that's just us. Don't hear that one.
Yeah.
Check out the new Ninja Turtles episode that we're about to do now.
Don't go back.
Yeah. It's bad. I sound like a child.
It's because you were a child.
That was, 3 years younger. That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So
A lot can happen in 3 years.
that's right. Welcome. Find us on all the socials, the Room Upstairs podcast. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. If you're watching, hit the like and subscribe.
Quick Trip. We're at Quick Trip a lot.
I've got the Casey's app, so you'll find me
Casey's
there.
app. Just for the pizza, man. The point.
Casey's chat feature.
Dude, I'm saying, man, that pizza's good.
It's hard to beat.
That's a good segue in today's episode.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the Ninja Turtles, 1990 versus 2014. Before we get into the actual battle, let's do a quick Conan update because we're still going to be doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing on the movie yet. That's it. There's no update,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
We got it in there, though.
Yeah, I was going to say...
They haven't cast anybody yet?
Nothing.
Because I've seen all kinds of names.
He-Man is definitely in the works.
Yeah.
But not Conan.
But that's
not
it's not the same.
It's not the same.
I thought it was going to be
It's
like
like Digimon for Pokemon.
Crossover.
They're
He-Man,
doing a
Conan?
Digimon movie.
Conan.
No one cares.
He Conan.
He Conan.
As far as we know, that's not the case. But we're gonna go ahead and get right into the battle,
Please.
since that's what everybody's here for.
Dude.
This
Is what we do.
And once we're done with the battles, if we got some time, we're gonna get into some extra stuff.
Some news.
Yeah.
I'll cut that if we don't have any
Some
time.
gossip.
I've brought back my notebook, which is what we started with,
Oh, wow.
and I have the notes
Put it in your
from 3 years ago.
Oh, that's crazy.
Crust.
I wonder if I
Put
have
it-
mine.
Put it near me.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be on
He
this
said
side.
put it near me. He's so good with notes.
Actually, I don't even know what these notes say.
Hold on.
So
Yeah, that's not English.
It'll be interesting.
I'm sure it's in.
All right, we ready to get going with this battle?
Forgiveness is divine. Just kidding.
All right, well, let's do a quick tale of the tape, and we'll get into the battle. You got your notes too?
Dude,
I found them.
Nice. All right, so
he wrote bad.
okay. Let me do the tale of the tape, and then we'll basically remake the first episode. 'Cause
Okay.
that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Only with a couple new voices. All right,
There's
so
like 4 turtles now.
1990 Ninja Turtles. Rated PG, an hour, 33 minutes long, directed by Steve Barron. And then going against the Ninja Turtles 2014, which was a PG-13 rating, an hour 42, a little bit longer. And it was directed by Jonathan Liebsman, not Michael Bay, which a lot of people think. But he definitely had his hand.
Dude, yeah, it felt like Transformers.
Jonathan Liebsman is kind of like a
Michael Bay Jr.
like a protege almost, at least in this movie. So That's the tail of the tape.
Gotcha.
All right, so original episode, yes. We basically did what we call dumpster diving on Ninja Turtles 2014.
Okay.
We tried to make it a fair battle, but we're just like, you know what? It's not gonna work.
So no categories, nothing.
We didn't even do categories on that. We were just like, here's 1990 and all the good stuff. Here's 2014 and all the bad stuff.
Yeah. This time we've got categories. Try to level.
We have categories. We have Hayden, who loves Ninja Turtles 2014. We've got Mephisjoe, who didn't even watch 2014 version.
I've seen it.
Right. You didn't rewatch it.
Oh,
dude, this was rough. It was rough. Like, watching the 1990 version again was fun.
Yeah.
I just want to say, right off the bat here, going into both of these, and it's been 3 years since I've seen either of them, right?
Right.
I feel like I've changed a lot in my how I'm viewing things in general.
You really
I'm criticizing things. Original Ninja Turtles, better than I remember it being.
Okay.
And I remember liking it.
Yeah.
2014, worse than I remember it being. And I remember really hating it.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
I'm going to credit Hayden for that.
Yeah. It's all your fault.
Taking him under the wing, just showing him the ropes.
Oh.
That's
hey, some movies are bad.
Whoa.
Yeah. This one was definitely one of them, and we'll get into exactly why. Now, saying that, also, if any of you guys out there like this 2014 version, which I know that there is, let us know.
Why.
Yeah, let us know. We'll go through the categories. We'll give our thoughts and opinions, and feel free to comment and say, you know what, this is why.
Maybe
this is where you missed it.
Maybe rent the 1991 because apparently I haven't watched it, and that's all right.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Okay. We ready to get into some categories?
Dude, we have to. We're unhinged right now.
Yeah.
I'm just reading my old notes.
Yeah, you.
This reboot's unhinged.
You bring up. Yeah, this might be a worse
What's the categories?
one. You might have to go back to the original version and be like, that was better.
Just to compare it.
Yeah.
Just to give us a shot. Please.
The lowest energy you've ever been at versus the highest energy you've ever been at.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and get into the category. I'm gonna look through my notes while you do, because I haven't even done that.
Yeah,
okay.
A lot of weird
I've got a lot of scribbles on.
A lot of weird symbols.
I was like, I'm not gonna use these notes again, and I just scribbled everything out.
Yeah.
Where'd you put the cipher?
A lot of anti-government rhetoric. What is that, dude?
Okay. So I've got 8 categories here for us.
Boom.
Okay.
Nice clean number.
2 for each turtle.
Yeah, exactly. I do have 2 turtle categories.
Okay.
Here at the start. First one I put as adaptation of the turtles.
Okay.
But this is going to be like physical design and how each of them individually have like how they do their character
Hang
traits.
on. I've got to ask the question already.
Go ahead.
Are we talking comic or cartoons? Because they're very different.
That's true.
That was a question I was going to have too.
I'm going to say, as far as from what I got from these, neither of these are super comic accurate. So I think you have to kind of go cartoon.
Well, so there is some comic accuracy to the 1990s film, which we can talk about when we get there. But the characterization of the turtles themselves is definitely going to be more from the cartoon.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because if you look at like all the new, like especially new age Nickelodeon style stuff from like the last 10 years,
they've leaned heavy.
It's very close to like this new age version of Donnie. You know,
they even have different sizes and stuff.
Yeah, like coloration and stuff. And so, yeah, that's going to be okay. I mean, right out of the gate.
You mentioned the colorization, but these are the turtles from. You won't be able to tell the color.
Yeah,
but they're black and
one's white.
But they're different colors, so they always had like a little bit of different.
Difference.
Yeah. But it was not
toys. Each of them had a different shade.
Yeah.
So that's been a characteristic from the beginning of the action figures, which came out as a companion to the show, right? Yeah. So, I think as long as we're sticking to the show, like it'll make it a little easier.
Okay.
Because if we're going comic, although there are some merits to some of that, most of what people actually know about Ninja Turtles is not the original comic.
That's true.
Yeah. I think that's an important lens to kind of view it through, which I think is interesting. Like how much of the Ninja Turtles, like in the public eye, is not
I'm just going to speak
Directly
for
related to the
myself, and I'm going to
comics.
assume Bird here a little bit.
Then I'm on his team.
I was not old enough to like have read the comic,
Yeah.
and getting my hands on the original when I was a kid would have been like near impossible.
Right.
But I consumed a whole lot of that show.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, same except for that I was not interested in the comics at all. So I've barely read the last Ronin. What was it, last year?
Mhm.
Well, it just barely came out, but like that's the first thing that I read of Ninja Turtles is comic wise. Yeah, which it was good. It's really good, and I look forward to that movie.
Yeah.
What about the game?
Which I think you were out of the room when I mentioned this. They're talking about trying to get the lady that played April O'Neil from the
Judith
1990s
Hogue?
movie. To play April O'Neil.
So
Yeah, I do want to also say the next category is the dynamic as brothers between them. So I'm leaving that out, and this is more each turtle individually.
Okay.
All right, so the first category, hit us with it again now that we've defined it.
Yeah, so adaptation of the turtles, and in the sense of directly related to the show and comic, and then like their physical design and character traits through that. Which of them like nailed the turtles better? Do we think?
Okay.
It was 1990.
okay.
For me personally.
Okay.
They just felt like cartoonish versions of themselves, which I feel like
caricatures.
I was like characterizations. That's not the right word. Caricatures. Thank you. They didn't feel like caricatures of themselves in the 1991, which they definitely did in the 2014. That's something I also liked about Mutant Mayhem is it scaled back on that a little bit more, and they felt more like people, like characters, than just. This is Donatello's character trait is that he's smart and nerdy and kind of awkward, and this is Leonardo. He's the leader one. They're all very one note in the 2014 one. I feel like you get some more nuance to them in the original.
That's because Leonardo leads and Donatello does machines.
Yeah.
It is in the song. The song tells you everything you need to know. I don't know why.
That is in the song, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the 90s one as well. I fully agree with TallBeing, and and I'm glad you brought up like Mutant Mayhem because like it was a good representation of like you can do this without being very like I don't know, like it's because see like the thing that I liked about Mutant Mayhem is that they finally made them feel like teenagers because they've never really felt like teenagers,
and that's something they're obviously trying to do with the 2014 one and failing miserably at.
But I think it was like Rise of the Ninja Turtles, which was like before Mutant Mayhem. After this, same thing. Like it didn't feel bad. It was like they made them kind of unique looking, but like it wasn't bad. And so I don't know what makes the 2014 one bad. It didn't make me like them more. It didn't make me. It felt like it was almost just talking to people like they're dumb. Like this is what you need to know about this character. You're nodding, so I'm saying all the right stuff.
Oh yeah. So listen, I actually have a weird. I'm gonna play Bird here just for a moment. Okay? Okay.
I mean, I was gonna do that later in the episode, but
this is me. Okay, this is me channeling my Bird energy. Okay.
Cacaw.
I'm just gonna call it the Michael Bay version since he produced it.
Yeah,
okay?
it's easier.
It's just a clone of him, right?
Yeah.
But in the classic Michael Bay style, everything is over the top, right? So I agree they are caricatures of themselves, but if everything else in the story is over the top as well, doesn't it fit well with that style of storytelling?
I would say technically yes, but that does not inherently make the style of storytelling.
Joe,
good.
I'm not changing my answer.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to.
I think
I just want you to think about it.
I thought about it.
But
then he immediately said what I was going to say, so then I just wanted to go.
I didn't hear what he said. What did you say?
I said yes, just because it fits does not inherently make that style of storytelling good.
I'm not saying that it's good, but what I'm saying is, because what we're doing is we're comparing the two. We can't compare them head on because they're two different styles of story, right? So what we have to do is compare them in their individual
context.
Yes.
I think we can, but we can also compare them in the context of This is kind of how the Ninja Turtles are supposed to be. Like,
here's-
if you're adapting them
Hear me out.
faithfully.
Right? Like Donatello does machines. I ain't see him touch a single machine in the 1990s version.
That's
Leonardo
I was gonna mention
didn't run, like he didn't really lead so much as almost get himself killed. Raphael, they did a great characterization, and I feel like Michelangelo was pretty on par, right? But they honed them all in the Bay version, right? So if we're looking at, and keep in mind, like they do all look different, right? And so those characterizations work in that context well. Whereas in the 1990s version, much like the action figures, we're just color swapping their bandanas, right? And so I'm not.
Yeah. These are interesting points, though.
I'm not granting any points here yet. I just want to say, hear me out.
Yeah.
You're making sense. That's right. The problem.
Well, that's why it's an interesting one, because I was kind of thinking similarly.
I can hear it.
Yeah. Because that's the category, right? Which one works better? You know, within the movie. That's what we're comparing them, but we're also like comparing each body of work separately, and which one works better in their own context, right? Now, my point for not voting for the Leavesman Bay version, because I'm going 1990, is because they're over the top, yes, but they're unbelievable. Like, you know, April's like, they're 9 feet tall turtles, and like
they did make them like hulking figures.
They're huge. They're super powered.
Yeah.
I mean, they're bulletproof. They're like
they're throwing shipping crates.
Yeah, they're not the teens, right? They're like, oh, we're teenagers and we're mutants. That was horrible. But like, you just don't buy into them being actual teenagers. Like, you're more likely to do it in the 1990 version.
They're also just creepy looking.
They're creepy looking.
They made them look so scary. My daughter doesn't like the way they look.
I like that the first real shot we get of Michelangelo is without his mask. It's so funny to me.
Yeah.
Why would you choose that?
That was on purpose. That was done on purpose because I think they knew that he looked weird.
Yeah.
And it would be like a funny thing. And that's what makes, you know, April O'Neil faint.
If that shot was in the trailer today, it would have gotten ugly Sonic.
That is so true. Man, where were you guys?
When it came out in 2014, people were upset about the design. They were upset.
I mean, originally it was just supposed to be called Ninja Turtles. They dropped the Teenage Mutant until people complained about it. I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah, see, so they did gather.
Well, because they had talked about, there were like rumors about aliens, and people were afraid that they were going to be aliens, which would not have worked at all. But yeah,
not for the first movie, but like later.
Like the hard part is like, so like let's take The Office. This is a good example for me. Like in The Office, Kevin starts out as a regular human being, right? And he has regular human being story arcs. Now they're usually in the background because he's a background character later. And then when he does get the spotlight, he becomes a caricature, right? And that works for him. And what I'm saying is, in something like this, in the context, you know, I think what they did with them really works in context, which is why I'm giving my point to the 1990s one.
Nice.
Because I still don't like it.
Yeah.
Still don't like it.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think my counter argument to that with the Kevin comparison would be, you get time to slowly buy into Kevin becoming a caricature of themselves. With here with the Ninja Turtles, it just throws you straight into.
Yeah. They've been out.
He drops the
hold on. First. It does not throw you straight in, because it's 20 minutes before you see a Ninja Turtle.
Sure, but
also they've existed since the 80s.
They have
you not had enough time.
They have, but when the movie also is trying to do a slow, dramatic reveal, as if this is the first time we've ever seen a Ninja Turtle, it's like, well.
Like we haven't
now
watched
I have to judge it
trailer.
on, if we're just judging it on the context of this one movie, then yes, it is throwing you into, here's some insane characters out of absolutely nowhere.
Bottom line, I just don't like it.
Well, I think that's the general preference.
I don't like it.
Yes, but I think that there's reason to not like it, not just like, I didn't like the design. I think there's reason, like I said, like they were unbelievable characters to be.
What danger can you possibly put them in?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's
I mean, they're bulletproof.
Yeah.
They
it's kind
come
of the
to
problem
that.
you run into with Superman. Like, the reason a lot of people don't like Superman is they're like, what what can he face that is insurmountable? And the thing about Superman is
Batman.
The thing about Superman is it's not about what Superman can defeat. It's about what Clark Kent can and can't deal with, right? But the Ninja Turtles don't have that because they are just who they are, right? When they were changed by the Ooze, they became superheroes.
I think what works with the Ninja Turtles, and something the '90s one got really right, and this one definitely didn't. The main problem with them usually stems from the teenage part. And like different stories will do it differently. Like sometimes the ninja part is what causes their problem. Sometimes the mutant part, like Mutant Mayhem. But I would say even Mutant Mayhem really hones in on the teenage side of they're making dumb decisions, and that's what gets them into
the only time I had
situations.
a hard time taking them as teenagers was when they would like fall asleep at April's house. Like those dudes need some sleep at machines. Every last one of them.
Teenagers don't do that.
Teenagers don't need to go to bed.
They don't snore, I can tell you that.
That's true.
So did we all say 90s?
We all said 90s.
Yeah, we all said 90 in a
Somehow we
roundabout
talked
way.
about Superman.
I did a fake out, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about everything but Ninja Turtles.
Well, let's keep talking about Ninja Turtles.
Let's
All
go.
right.
Yeah. So I think just as important as getting each of them individually, the dynamic of them as brothers is just as important for a Ninja Turtles story. Something that even The Last Ronin, which killed off all but one of the Ninja Turtles, found a way to have them hallucinate the others just so it could have that
warnings,
dynamic.
bro.
They've
If
had
you haven't
time to
read,
read it.
if you haven't read The Last Ronin,
You've had time to read it.
so dynamic as brothers, how that looks. Better of the two.
I don't know. I in this one, I'm obviously I'm gonna go with the 90s because that's the way I lean, right? But I like that you can tell there are, like, it felt like they were a family, right? Like Donatello and Michelangelo clearly spent a lot of more time together than the others do, and they just leave Leonardo to deal with Raphael. Like Leonardo's got that big brother complex, right?
Yeah.
Like he's like trying to deal with, and Raphael's just like, just leave me alone, man. Like, they felt like teenagers in that regard, and Raphael, like, being the pensive, grumpy, like, likes to spend time alone. Man, that is the most teenagery crap I can imagine, right? And aside from, like, because I feel like in the newer ones, like, Raphael's more hateful than just rude, right? Because like that's part of the song, right?
He's kind of angsty in the 90s
cool
version.
but rude.
Yeah.
Right? Michelangelo's a party dude. Yeah, and he's less angsty and more just you're just like, oh man, you are unbearable.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely some moments when Raph was talking to Leo. I was like, where did that come from, dude?
And they made
that was harsh.
And they made Mikey creepy. Like you can be a party. You can be a party dude and not like, hey man, like leave.
He was like Michael McConaughey, Matthew McConaughey in what's the movie?
Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused. Yeah.
I went for the high five. I missed.
Went for the back rub. I got it.
All right, where were we?
That's how you hear his thoughts, man, through your fingertips.
Yeah. Joe was talking about like the brothers and how weird they are.
Oh no, I already awarded my point.
Okay, so you got 1990.
So take it up off
down the
Mikey's
line?
creepy. Go.
Yeah,
Mikey's creepy.
Take it away.
He was at the P. Diddy party. Go.
No wonder he wasn't wearing a mask.
He's like, I want to leave. Like, I see it.
I think again, like some of this stuff goes back to what we were saying with the first category, where in context it kind of it fits, but it doesn't work again.
No,
because
the whole thing doesn't work.
Michelangelo's creepy, Raph is rude, mean, Donatello's like
real edgy.
Yeah,
like, I don't know how to describe it.
I was gonna do this.
Yeah,
yeah, he's like timid. But
yeah,
he's like, look at my.
But I'm a superhero and I'm bulletproof.
I got
like,
glasses over my mask. Like, all right, man. Just get contacts.
Oh, Donatello, not Leonardo. Sorry.
Did I say Leonardo?
I don't know what you said. I was talking about
The
Leonardo. 2014
Leo is crazy because it's Johnny Knoxville, man, and it's hard for me. Like every time he talks, I'm just
okay. On that
Johnny
note,
Knoxville.
On
but
that
he
note,
just did the voice. Like everybody else is the voice of the guys that were performing, except for Leonardo, right?
It's so weird.
Do they just not like that actor?
It's just so weird for me that Johnny Knoxville's like, yeah, I lead the team. Like,
I'm a teenager. This is what teenagers sound like.
And welcome to Ninja Turtles, and they're just doing stuff like. Okay.
But he was also kind of borderline mean.
Michael Bay in general, like, again, I know he didn't direct it, but like his stuff is just mean. Like, not trying to knock anything out here, but like,
Don't say anything bad about Transformers.
like, doesn't Bumblebee piss on someone?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm sorry I said that.
It wasn't Bumblebee.
No, it's Bumblebee.
It was.
It's
He
Bumblebee.
peed on one of the special agent guys
I thought it was like Jazz.
because it. No,
No,
It's
it was
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
it was
Oh,
Bumblebee
man.
because he's the kid of the team. And
Yeah, he just straight up urinated.
on John Turturro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is not. That's a super mean thing, man.
Yeah. 1990 for me. What do you say?
I agree with you guys. 1990s, it's believable that they're brothers. 2014, they just felt like a team, like work colleagues. Like, yeah, we're all different, but like we gotta work together.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Like I've never had like biological brothers, but I've always had like brothers, right? And there's a
I've always
huge
viewed you more
difference.
as a colleague.
Okay, well, that explains.
You're the work associate.
That explains a lot.
You're 1990. He's 2014.
But there are points where like you realize real quickly when someone's just a friend or something, like they're not a brother.
Mhm.
And I don't know, the 90s one kind of like hit that, like at a young age, you already had a perception of like what brothers look like.
Even like the scenes where like so when they were in April's house, right, and she was talking about giving them a tour, and Raphael had gone to the roof, and she was like, since Raphael's been gone a long time, shouldn't someone check on him?
Yeah.
And Donatello's like, nah, he does this all the time. Like,
Yeah.
they have a familiarity with each other,
Yeah.
and it comes through, and that does not happen in the 2014 version.
The 2014 one, they feel sheltered. They feel like just a team. They focus way too much on their individuality, like making them very over top, over fleshed out, whatever. That it's like as soon as they sent the movie out, they're like, wait, hold on, we made it seem like they're brothers, right? So then they just like, we'll do that one weird scene where Raph says he loves him at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
That will make up for all of it.
You know what I think?
And it's so weird.
What I think kind of hurts it is like there's like always this emphasis to have things be as realistic as possible, especially in movies, and that doesn't work for me. That makes me mad because I'm like, why are we trying the X-Men wearing black leather or whatever in like the old movies? Like, why are you going for realism in a movie about mutants? Right?
It's a lot of baby powder.
And in this one, it's mutant turtles to boot, right? Like, there's no, like, you threw realism out the door as soon as you picked up that IP, right? Like, lean into it.
Giant turtles.
Have fun with it. Because one of the fun things to me is, like, they're in New York City. In the 1990s version, like, New York is always empty. Like, this is the city that never sleeps. But every time you see them, like, on a street corner, there ain't a soul around.
Because it's nighttime. It's the middle of the night.
It doesn't matter, man. It's
I've
the
never
city
been to
that
New
never
York.
sleeps.
Guys, I've never been to New York.
All our New York listeners, let us know.
It's pizza on every corner.
The
Yeah, I
pizza
don't know,
delivery
the-
guys
in the
really just slide
1990
boxes
version,
down
it was empty?
sewer
Yeah,
grates.
so like when they have that big rooftop fight, right, and all
Just start
the
leaving
all
pizza
the
in
like
sewer
kids
grates.
who left come out, it's just them. There's no bystanders until the end after what's his face falls off.
Oh, sure. Okay.
What's
Yeah.
his face? His name is Shredder.
Put some respect.
Hold on, we love the 90s movie. You can say Shredder, man.
What about
Matoyoshi.
was that a turtle in a trench coat? Like,
Dude,
those
I love that.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
Was that
at the
turtle in a
beginning,
trench
right?
coat?
Okay.
But that's kind of the last time you see it because like when they come back, like I know it's raining,
Yeah.
but like Casey Jones is like I can't be down here. He goes up to sleep in the car. There's not a soul. Like that kid comes out of the sewer, and nobody notices except Casey Jones.
Yeah.
I'm not criticizing. It's just
Just
fun.
saying.
It's just
All right,
fun.
so on the brother category, we're talking about New
Okay.
York.
So I will say, one thing that did not help in the brother category was Splinter's introduction. Right.
Well, Splinter's category. We
Right.
can get to that.
Hey,
No, but I'm not going to talk about Splinter. I'm just talking about like what he did.
say.
His okay, I'll save it. I'll save it because
Yeah.
it okay.
I think I know where you're going.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see. All right, go ahead.
You
were
said we'll
next?
see. I already
Listen,
went, man.
listen,
Okay.
I'm here for it.
Who's next
Yeah.
then?
Yeah, it's me.
You're next?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, we're
Um,
going back and forth.
I bet you I know what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
Destroy it.
2014.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I am going 90s.
Nice.
Yeah,
Surprise,
I just
surprise.
think my one like
Surprise.
I guess it's a criticism. It's just like a little I don't even want to say it's an issue, just a little nitpick, I guess, of the movie. Was it did feel like most of it was split Leonardo and Raphael and then Donatello and Michelangelo. And I get that's what they're kind of going for, is like these are the brothers that spend the most time
Yeah.
together. But I think it would have been cool to get at least a scene or two of like Leonardo and Michelangelo, Donatello and Raphael, just to flesh out the dynamics a little bit more.
You did get a couple scenes that was Michelangelo, Donatello, and Leonardo
That's true.
riffing, which was
Yeah.
funny.
That was
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
But also, in those groups, you are gonna have like brothers that are closer to one another. Like
Yeah.
I don't know,
But
like
From
both in-
experience, right? You know?
well, I do.
Well, both
You
in
know,
age
like look,
and
I'm still
personality.
here being close with Joe. There's people I haven't seen since high school. You know, like
Some brothers.
yeah, you know who you are. What happened to us? What happened to us?
You want to move on to Splinter now?
Do you want to start this one off?
I can start us with Splinter.
Right, I thought Burn had some Splinter stuff.
You know what? Yeah, that's true. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
yeah, man.
I
don't wanna take- I don't wanna take
I thought
that
we were
from
going
you.
in order.
I know, but I don't want to take.
Okay.
I'll start us on the next category.
So Splinter, in the 2014 version, was horrible. He didn't.
Ooze made him that way.
Ooze corrupted him.
So in both versions, he did expo dumping, which was interesting, right?
That's his job.
Yeah, that's like his main thing in
Yeah.
the movies. But what sets them apart is in the 90 version,
Does it one time.
he has meaningful conversations with his children.
Poor baby
right?
turtles.
And it's clear that he's a parent because
Yeah.
he also has meaningful conversations with Danny.
Mhm.
That's what I was
like-
getting at, is
yeah.
that he had the conversation with his kids, and you could see that he's a parent. In the 2014, he's like torturing them
Like a
to
mean
start
coach.
off.
Like a mean
Yeah.
coach.
Yeah, they're trying to stay away from him. They're
He's
like,
like,
"Hey, don't
"Nobody's
wake him
getting
up. We
apple
don't
slices after
we
this."
don't want to
Yeah.
see him."
Yeah.
And then he just tortures them for the first whatever
Yeah.
amount of time that we meet this new Splinter.
But that's what I'm saying. It feels more like a team, not a family. It's.
And that was my
Yeah.
point in the previous category.
Yeah.
That's why I was going to bring this up, because
I had a feeling.
Splinter
yeah.
set that up to be more team-like
Yeah.
rather than family-like.
Yeah, like we're trying to take state, turtles. I'm trying to train you. I'm trying to train you to beat the Foot Clan.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like what?
That is an alternate universe. That
How
would
do you
be wild
expect to
to
make the
see.
regional?
Yeah. We gotta make the regionals. Dude. They're like versing like all these other teams.
Bebop and Rocksteady.
Looney Tunes.
The other mutant.
There's
other Warner
teams.
Brothers characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Everybody.
overall, Splinter is mean.
Yeah, I don't like mean Splinter.
That's what I was saying. Like the whole thing is really mean spirited.
Yeah.
You know, like just
Except Will Arnett's character.
Surprisingly.
That's why they put
Yeah.
him in there. They're like, we need
But-
something nice.
But what happens with him at the end, especially, they blow up his car. Sorry for the spoiler. They blow up his car, and he's like, "My car," and they're just like, "All right, well, we'll see ya."
Yeah,
And
and,
they
then
just
they
leave
show off
him.
their new van. The final scene is they show off their ride, and they're just like, "Sorry, Will." And
Yeah.
they just like leave.
Yeah, we're out of here. We better
Alright.
go.
I think there's an expectation that like, oh, this is gonna be so funny that they're just clueless. Like, it's not funny.
No,
When
Maybe
you
it's
think
just not
about
my
it,
humor,
no.
but like, it's just not a funny scene. Anyway,
Well,
that's an
okay,
entirely
okay.
separate. Let's just get back
no,
to
it's not.
Splinter.
It's not. It's a separate thing. But I'm gonna bring this up because this is one of the reasons why Michael Bay stuff is so frustrating for me.
Except
Do you know Pain and
pain and gain.
Pain and Gain? Yeah.
I saw a piece of crap.
Okay. It's based
Piece of crap.
on a true story, right? Very loosely based on a true story.
Yeah.
But in the movie
Very
itself,
loose.
it says based on a true story. Like it'll have the subtitle come up based on a true story. Things will happen and like, hey, remember, this is a true story. So it's like showing you that this happened how he's showing it, for one. That's come on. But
Not buying it.
the whole idea is these two guys are committing murder and then trying to get away with it. But he's like doing it in, you know what? Let's make this a comedy.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
Dude, that's not funny. So,
Murder can be funny. Just not the way Michael Bay does it.
Right.
Going 90s, I assume.
I go 90s. That was a much better Splinter.
I'm agreeing with Bird.
I didn't even say why. I just said why the other one was a bad Splinter.
Yeah, the
He took
2004
himself out of the running.
the 2014 is not just bad, it is the worst Splinter out of show, movie, I don't care. It is the worst Splinter. Yeah, I hated the 2014 Splinter.
Yeah, I also vote 90.
Wow.
Okay, do you want to give reasons for or just more against?
No, I mean you
You hit it. So I knew you were going to. That's
yeah,
why I
the
said
2014
save
one,
it.
He takes himself out of the running.
Yeah.
No one wants a coach Splinter. Right? We want Daddy Splinter.
Can we do? I don't know if you have this category, but can we do a category of who learned kung fu the best, or karate, the ninja style the best?
Jackie Chan Splinter. And the dude, he found videos and stuff. I love that one.
Oh no, there's a deeper story.
He's got the perm and stuff. I love it.
There's a much deeper story there.
Okay.
It's got to be.
Well, so because we've got 2014 from a some literature that he found sweeping, right?
Sweeping, yeah.
And then 1990 he was mimicking.
Yeah, hold on.
This just regular rat, just a regular rat. I don't know which one's more believable, right? He's just a regular rat
Hey, but you
that
gotta
is
see him doing
mimicking
it,
his master.
and it looked awesome.
Here's the
If
thing.
my rat was doing
So-
that, best friend. Best friend.
So
There's a reason he had a rat as a pet. You know what I'm saying?
So are we to believe that people are just chunking books into sewers?
Only Japanese people.
That's the unbelievable part.
You've never chucked a book into a sewer?
Flush it down the toilet.
I love books. What are you guys doing with books?
Mostly magazines.
Yeah.
You guys aren't selling me on New
Man,
York.
it wasn't even a full book. It was like a pamphlet.
Yeah.
It was like unfolding
Tybo.
it.
It was a typo.
Yeah. It's like Kung Fu for Dummies.
Yeah, I don't know which one of those
So
is
you
worse.
want to learn kung fu?
Yeah. So you have full of weird boys. Teach them Kung Fu. Don't be a dad figure, though. They don't need that. They need tough discipline. You're a rat. Show them you're a rat with authority. You run New York, you sewer pigeon.
Because the thing is, he was still like, I'm going to teach you this,
Yeah.
but don't go out there.
Okay.
Like, stay in the sewers still.
Okay. I want to talk about both Splinters.
Okay.
I have things to say about both.
You haven't voted yet, right?
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
all
it.
right. We'll let you go.
Right off the gate, I'm going 90s. I want
You have to.
I want to diss the 2014 one a little more because he is so. I don't even want to call him a character because he is just a plot device
Would
the
you say
entire
he's
movie.
a caricature?
No, he's a plot device. He is there to train the Ninja Turtles during their backstory. He's there to give exposition. He's there to stop the Ninja Turtles from going out, even though that goes against everything that he's been training them for.
Yeah.
It makes zero logical sense based on anything the movie has given me. And then he just gets knocked unconscious for half the movie so that we can motivate the Ninja Turtles again. He does not exist as a character.
Yeah.
He does have a character arc, though, because or sometime in the middle, he says, I was wrong about all that. You need to go out.
Congratulations.
Go save your brothers.
Yeah. Can you die in the next one, Splinter? We don't really need you, man.
You know what? Now that your brothers are about to get their blood
Listen,
drained, they're about to get milked.
If he was,
This is the anti Jackie Chan Splinter.
if he was a
Right.
female character, he would fail the what's it called, the Bechdel?
Yeah, the Bechdel test.
Yeah, the Bechdel test.
Yeah.
So
Because he's only there to talk about them. And
thumbs
Yeah.
down to Coach Splinter.
Yeah.
Yeah, were you done with your...
On Coach Splinter, yeah. He's
Okay.
just terrible. Not even a character. I don't even want to consider him as one. It's so bad it made me angry.
Yeah.
Um,
Someone please
he's hard to make angry.
say what was good about this Splinter, because
I want to hear
Hey,
it.
look.
He had a cool fight scene. I'll give it that. The
With Shredder?
with Shredder and the guards. Like seeing him just go to town on some guards. Mwah.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty
The
cool.
foot
Yeah,
clan.
that pamphlet was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him
He
just
re-
like punching
He
this
didn't-
guy while he's on the floor. Daredevil type.
He did not skim that pamphlet.
Deep reading.
Every day, It's like the only book they had. That pamphlet.
Every day I read the book.
The
3
boys
times.
are trying to watch TV through the sewer, like, and he's just like, I just got my pamphlet, it's fine.
Someday
Read
I'll
it.
pin some dude to the ground
Yeah.
and just punch him in the
I
face.
wish some Foot Clan would come in these sewers, but don't go out there.
Yeah, the thing I didn't like about those fight
The
scenes,
Hashi, man,
like
whatever.
a lot of cool
The
stuff.
Hashi.
Even with the Ninja Turtles as a whole, a lot of cool fight scenes, but they just didn't make sense because of that. Like, this was their first fight, and like for Splinter to just be doing, it just didn't make sense for me. But anyway, next category.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to praise the other Splinter. Real quick,
Okay.
Because we've talked negative.
He
for a
does
while.
need to be praised.
He was a straight boss.
Yeah. Yeah. One, just copying his master like that. Awesome.
He was already a mutant rat.
Yeah.
He had to be
Above average.
He
rat.
was definitely.
I'm going to reiterate. There's a reason that guy had a pet rat.
Exactly.
What's the reason?
He was
He
training.
could do karate.
He was training it to fight the Foot Clan.
He was his father.
It's also clear that like the 1991, because he the first thing he asked them when they come in after they rescue April O'Neil, he's like, "Were you seen?" Right? Like,
Yeah.
He knows what they're doing. Like he's allowing them to go and use these things that he's taught them.
Yeah. He's like, don't get caught.
Yeah.
It's not illegal
Don't
if
be
you don't
seen.
get caught.
That's not a thing I'm teaching you.
Yeah. You didn't get this from me, son.
If you get caught, just tell them you're underage.
Yeah. You only need a license when you get pulled over, man. You mind going to the store for me? I'm like, yeah. Okay. What's the next category?
No, I really like his scene near the beginning with Raphael when Raph comes back and he's not like telling him off or scolding him or anything. He really is just full on supporting him. Like, I know you're really angry. I cannot stop you from being angry.
Yeah, he's like, this is
But the
something
rest
we've been
of us-
dealing with for a long time.
Yeah, but the rest of us are here to help you.
And
Like
he's
that is
like-
the best you can do
And
in
he's
that
like,
situation.
that side's gone, man.
Yeah.
We just move on.
Yeah.
I'll buy you another side.
Yeah.
Your birthday's coming up.
You and your brothers.
Where Coach Flitter would have been like, give me 5 suicides, and you're doing burpees for 2 hours, and then the Hashi, five days
laps
in
around the
Hashi,
sewer.
yeah, because you lost a knife, Raph. You better not bleed on my Hashi. All right, what's the next one?
How about Shredder? I'm talking about introductions.
Dude.
All right. I can talk about this introduction.
Go ahead.
Shredder just like, it felt like an afterthought in
In the-
2014,
Yes.
right? Like,
Yes.
he was there, but I was like, I legit at one point was like, is the white guy Shredder?
He disappears for long
The
stretches.
scientist guy. Like every person you see, is that Shredder? Like Will Arnett. Like we're introduced to Will. I bet you he's Shredder. He ends up being Shredder. He falls into a vat or something, becomes Shredder. I agree with you.
Falls into a vat of radioactive magnets.
Because-
starts attracting metal.
Because the 2014 is also just a giant CGI robot.
He looks
thing.
like a Michael Bay transformer,
Yeah.
and not in a good way.
Or like
I like the idea of that suit. I thought it
just
was
so
a cool
ugly.
suit, but
It's so.
I
it looks
got,
like
like-
a Decepticon.
I
in a
got
Michael Bay movie.
Ironmonger vibes from like
Yeah.
Iron Man. That's what I got.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So Shredder. Okay, I want to bring this back to the camera work
Okay.
because we talked about that. There's a lot of really cool movement that I didn't notice the first time watching it.
Yeah.
So watching it this time, being more used to looking at like how are they angling the camera, using that to give us a feel for the scene.
Mhm.
That was really cool. Like, it's not a simply shot movie.
No.
It's very plainly shot. It's where you can tell what's happening. Very clearly shot, I think is a better word. But it's not simple. Like, the camera's moving around a lot in different angles, pretty interesting ways, in ways that really, like, when you're with the turtles, it's moving around these fun, like, bouncy ways. You get some cool, like, it helps sell the teenage feel.
Mhm.
And then as soon as Shredder shows up, still camera. Like, it is just on his shadow and then slowly pans around him so that you see him. It's not quick movements like it has been the rest of the movie. Like, you get the camera work makes it ominous.
And it when he does first show up, he is like in the forefront, so he's like larger than everything else that's going on.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like they
He's
make it
taking up the
clear-
entire frame.
Yeah, they make it clear like all this other stuff like is just happening for him or because of him.
Like Darth Vader vibes.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. But the first actual glimpse we get of him is when he's looking at the TVs, right? And you kind of just see him from the side.
Why do you need so
And
many
then
TVs on this one channel?
Look, the kids are just taking TVs, man. He's got TVs.
Right.
He can throw knives at them.
But you can put them on different
No,
channels.
but he's the old man, so he's like news.
Yeah, it's the same channel. Like it's like an old radio shack
It's
or something.
because it's the only channel that even acknowledges that he exists, man.
That's true. He's just so self-indulgent. He's like, look at me.
Well, he is, right? Because he's like the Foot. We're gonna take over again.
He's like, I own a cape. I got 5 capes. Yeah, I collect young men in a park that I built or whatever. Like that's how he is.
He was a YMCA, man.
Yeah, for the neighborhood boys.
Young man.
He was just trying to create like a Big Brother program with the Foot. That's all.
I bet you could take a bunch of that footage and re-edit it with some better music and be like, here's
Better
an ad.
music.
Yeah, like more upbeat music.
Okay.
This is what we do.
That's
the
YMCA ad owned by the
They're
Shredder.
just skateboarding, gaming.
Do you like cartons of cigarettes?
Yeah.
Established 1990.
There's a point in that movie where you're like, do I want to be a turtle or do I want to be in the Foot Clan?
Right.
Because those dudes look so,
But that is a very important part of that movie too, is that they established like this is something you want to be a part of also.
Yeah. It's like a whole different brotherhood. It's like, hey, we're selling,
Yeah. Good storytelling.
So Shredder.
Yeah,
Such-
Shredder,
such a good
1990. The original one.
It's not even fair, man.
Yeah, dude. I feel like.
All right, go
The
ahead.
2014 one looks hideous, like a Decepticon. I think his magnet weapon things were cool in theory, and translate that somewhere. If Mutant Mayhem uses that, just straight steals that idea, go for it.
Go for it.
I'm all in. Not even gonna be mad.
Magnet knives.
Yeah, magnet knives, do it. That's exactly the kind of comic book type stuff that I feel like they're gonna do.
But also, he didn't have the forethought to hire Sam Rockwell. Like,
Yeah.
what are you even doing?
Yeah. He's out there, not working for you. This is not what we do, Shredder.
Yeah, I really don't have anything else. Like, there's not enough of the Shredder in the 2014 one for me to even really be mad about.
Yeah.
Like, he's just nothing.
Okay. Let's talk then intros of the Shredders, because I think that's what makes the difference in,
How they deal with them.
yeah. Because you mentioned, and it was so funny, but you mentioned it when we were watching the 2014. So we watched 1990 first, and we watched 2014. You mentioned they did completely the opposite thing of what they did in the 1990 version with Shredder.
Yes.
Because when we first see Shredder in 1990, he's got all his stuff on, but he's like hidden in the shadows, big reveal.
Mm-hmm.
And then in
Big reveal and very calm.
Yeah, he doesn't even fight. Like he's like you could feel his presence.
Dude, not only does he not fight, like in the end scene, they're on the rooftop, and as soon as the turtles see him, they are like ragging on him hardcore, right? And he doesn't even bat an eyelash. Like,
Yeah.
he's just calm and collected. And when they try to attack him, he just like
Easily disposes.
one at a time. Like, doesn't matter if they came as a group. Like, he dismantled them, and that was it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So opposite of 2014, they show him fighting.
Yeah.
Beating
up random guys.
Yeah, beating up random guys. No costume.
Just kind of see him at first.
Yeah. I mean, you see everything about him, and you're like, is that Shredder? Maybe.
Dude,
I don't know.
I thought the white scientist dude was a Shredder.
I did too when I first watched the movie.
Yeah, first time I saw it. Yeah.
Sax, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did too. And even when he popped up, I was like, "Is
Who's that Asian dude?
There's Asian people in this
How do
movie?
you fit into this story? Because everybody's somehow connected to each other. And
Yeah.
my dad was
Oh
friends
my
with
God.
everybody.
Get to that.
Yeah.
April is next. We can bring it up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I did vote 90s.
Hey, look.
I mean, I don't feel like I have to answer, but
Yeah.
I have to say my favorite Shredder is the dad from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh yeah,
That's
from
my
the cartoon.
That's my favorite Shredder. But I'm going 90s, just for reasons.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say more than likely all of my votes are gonna be for 1990. But I definitely want to talk talk about
I don't
these
know. Whatever
categories.
category Will Arnett's in.
All right, so April's next.
April's next.
I'm starting. One.
Go.
I hate why not everything has to be super connected like that.
Yeah.
Like that connective tissue, you can build the different ways. Like it works in the 90s that they save her. Raphael loses his eye. That connects them.
Yeah.
It works. It works great. Also, what's her face that plays her? Terrible actress.
Megan
Megan?
Fox.
Every single thing I've seen her, and I'm just like, I mean, she could be replaced with anybody, and probably they would do better.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm not
Michael
trying.
Cera as April O'Neil.
I think he could do it, probably.
Chris
Chris Pratt.
Chris
Chris
doesn't
Pratt.
do it.
Give me that version. And it's just Andy from Parks
I've
and
never
Rec.
seen a single movie where I was like, oh man, she really stood out in this. You know, like it's just not happened.
Yeah.
I hated all the connective tissue stuff. I just thought it was
Yeah.
dumb. Like, because at some point I'm like,
Splinter was my
are these,
dad's
like-
roommate
are
in
these
college.
repressed memories? Right?
Yeah.
Like you don't remember flushing a bunch of turtles down the toilet?
Yeah,
Or
I think I would remember cute baby turtles going down. Like
they had like
Yeah, not to
Japanese
mention-
markings on their
she's
shirts.
a monster.
Not to mention, she left her dad
Yeah.
to save the turtles.
Oh no, there's a fire, and her dad who gets shot. We find out he gets shot. But hey, you save the turtles and the rat,
Yeah, and then she's like,
and someday they'll not save you.
Yeah, because the thing is,
'Cause, you know-
the thing is, either she was inside the building when he set fire to the lab, in which case, why'd you not get your daughter out, man? Like, I get that you're desperate, but are you really that? You came off as at least a decent dad.
Where's the mom?
Or, yeah,
That's what I gotta know.
she died in the fire.
Did
too.
she run away? Everyone died in the fire.
It's going to be revealed she was actually an alien.
She was Splinter, or not Splinter.
Yeah, they got to tie
Shredder.
it all out too tight.
She was Shredder. That would have made more sense. The
No,
mom
she
Shredder.
was
If
she
she
was
was Splinter, I'd be
Karai,
impressed.
is who she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the having it all be connected through the past makes it all feel much smaller.
Right.
Like, it doesn't... I get you're trying to make it feel more personal, but just because their pasts are connected
Yeah.
doesn't make it more personal. Like,
It just convolutes it.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny, and I think I get it that they're trying to make it different than the other versions.
Difference not bad.
Um, But they connect the stuff that didn't need to be connected, and the stuff that did, like Shredder and Splinter,
yeah.
nothing there. So when they have to fight each other, it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
there's
just
no
racist.
There's no stakes in the game. Yeah.
yeah, there's nothing.
You just hate rats.
Yeah.
It's like,
Cause-
unbelievable.
'cause
Why
I-
are you doing this? I need your blood. It's like, all right, man.
Okay,
'Cause-
that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Are we
Calm
gonna get
down.
into the blood stuff?
We can in a second. Because also, like,
I'm gonna write that down.
yeah,
Right, right.
blood,
Blood stuff.
Blood in a second.
blood stuff.
Blood stuff's coming up.
You can change stuff to sport.
Blood
Let's start
sport.
talking about a different movie.
Blood sport.
Also,
Jean-Claude Van
much
Damme.
better than the 2014 version.
Yeah, go watch Blood sport.
Yeah.
All right.
What was I saying? Oh, Japanese culture.
Let's hear it. I can't get away with saying anything about it, Japanese culture, but
That's the thing. This movie also shouldn't have.
Okay.
Because it's incorporated for no reason other than, I guess, karate.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
do karate, therefore,
It's ninjutsu.
yeah, it's ninjutsu. Therefore, they are allowed to. Splinter 1 is allowed to look like a Japanese guy as a
Yeah.
rat, and they're
Listen,
like,
all rats are Asian. All right, it's been proven.
like,
Okay,
I think if this movie came out today, the cultural appropriation insults towards the turtles would be off the hook, like crazy, all over the place, everywhere. They just no connection to Japanese culture. Why are they doing this? It's so funny.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know. But not only that,
I'm just trying to keep my mouth
the
closed.
dude
Go,
Sax is the one in charge, right? So then we got like a white hero complex going on in the movie too, right? Where the Japanese culture, which is supposed to be the
foot,
the
or-
foot, the main part, they're under
the white
Sax,
guy.
the white man. So now it's like, what's going on there? You know, it's a mess.
It's a mess.
A mess. So
So April O'Neil.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about. So 1 point for
I already
90s.
trashed her.
Yeah,
Are we all saying 90s?
dude.
oh, 1990 for
She
sure.
Okay.
she kicks.
Hang on. Bird wrote blood stuff.
Yeah, that's later.
Yeah,
She
later.
kicked Shredder,
Yeah.
and that's so stupid. Like, she doesn't need to be in the fight. That is my least favorite thing ever. Like, I think like Shang-Chi did it. Like when Kate, it's like, I'm gonna shoot an arrow at the dragon, and I'm here for that. And all.
I thought Aquafina was like your favorite actor.
I hate Aquafina so much. It goes Aquafina, Coach Shredder, or Coach Splinter.
Man, you got some real Asian hate.
I hated 2014. All the representation in it. No, I'm just kidding.
When Mulan come out?
-1.
I've never really been a bit. I kind of agree with you, the whole Megan Fox thing. Like, I've never really been a fan. No, I don't like her as April O'Neil. Sorry, Megan Fox.
I think
she also watches the podcast.
Yeah. Her and Alan are just hanging out together watching.
I know she does. I liked you in New Girl.
Yeah. So this kind of goes into more like the pacing and how awful the pacing in the 2014 movie is.
Mm-hmm.
But the first half of the movie is the April O'Neil movie,
right?
And then the second half is the Ninja Turtles movie.
Uh-huh.
Well, she's like their mom or something. Isn't it? Like, that's how they put it off. Like, she's Mikey's girlfriend, all of their moms, the hero of the movie.
Real weird relationship.
Too many things. Like,
but also Splinter's the dad, so it's like, what's going on? Yeah. I like the idea of a Ninja Turtles movie where April O'Neil is the main character.
Yeah.
I feel like someone could write that really well, where the Ninja Turtles are there and they're characters, and you can even give them arcs. Yeah. But they're not the focus. The focus is on April.
When Splinter says, "Were you seen?" They'd be like, "No," and they mean it.
Yeah. And then just call it O'Neil. Get on that, CW.
No. That's a perfect CW show.
I'm looking at you, CW. Get on that. O'Neil. It gets canceled after one season. You guys watching O'Neil? No one wants this.
Is that Scottish show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of an April O'Neil focused Ninja Turtles movie.
I would rather.
This was not it.
Yeah.
But it gave me the idea of like, someone could write that. I bet if I really tried, I could possibly write that.
I
don't want to, but
you want someone to do.
I want someone to do it.
I would rather have,
and then I want to go watch that movie and it be good. And
well, anytime I go watch a movie, I want it to be good.
Yeah. I didn't want Madam Web to be.
You
good.
gave it money, so you're like, I want this to be bad.
Yeah.
I would want a show.
Fail.
I want a show done like The Office and Parks and Rec, but it's a pizza joint in New York in the world of the Ninja Turtles. And it's from their perspective of all these things happening in the city. But it's like, well, we got to get these pizzas out on time.
So like that superhero one that we talked about
hand.
before.
That was
the foot. Sorry. The foot. It's a mockumentary style about the foot.
And like
life inside the YMCA.
Remember I was telling you about that DC show?
Yeah, Powerless.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah.
I still can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, you're not going to.
Okay. No. All right. We all hate
April. Everybody hates April.
I feel bad that it's more hate towards praise, so I'm going to do a little praise thing. I liked the OG O'Neil. I liked her.
She's pretty good.
I liked her. Yeah.
I liked her better than the
one
the rest of them too.
I liked how she didn't need the turtles. She didn't like.
So that was an interesting note I had because watching the two movies back to back, the first halves really are more or less beat for beat the same movie.
Yeah.
Like they're obviously trying to remake the original one in a lot of ways. Like opening, April finds the foot and Ninja Turtles in the shadows. We don't fully get the reveal yet. Yeah. And then we do get like most of the reveal when she goes into the sewer and the foot shows up again. In the original, she is attacked by the foot both times. And I get the feeling that the reason...
It wasn't really the foot. It was their little boys, their YMCA boys.
Well, the first time.
Foot Junior. Foot Junior.
No, the second time in the subway when he's like, I got something for you.
They hadn't earned their bandanas yet.
Okay.
The toes. They call them toes. The little ones. It's like an entry toes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did
the
so
ankle.
bad that they were deemed fungal.
Leg.
And they were
wait till we get the leg.
It's an acronym for
lethal, energetic,
guys,
gangsters. Leg.
Lethal East Coast gangsters.
As seen on the new hit CW show O'Neil. Coming this August.
One season.
Right after whatever DC show's still going on.
Yeah, right after
Vampire Diaries. I don't know. Is that still?
I don't know.
All
I
right.
think it's still going.
All right.
Anyway, I get the feeling that the reason the 2014 one is written the way it is they were trying to go for a more proactive female antagonist sort of thing. She goes to the foot instead.
Yeah.
But it just makes her come off as stupid because she gets caught both times and is completely incompetent in both
It's like, you're not Sarah Connor. Like, just stay in your van.
Like, yes, April O'Neil in the original does get ganged up on in both occasions, but then she fights back.
Yeah.
And that's what makes her
And the
cool.
Turtles would have been screwed without her because she had, like, the farmhouse and all this stuff. Like, she doesn't have to be the one that gets the kick on Shredder. I don't understand.
She's a reporter, and that's how she ends up saving people.
And in the comics, at least, like some of the more recent ones, like later on, she does participate, but because they have trained her,
Right.
Yeah.
right? Like they have taught her.
She's good in the video game.
Yeah, and
She's
she let's be real, like what is her job?
to report.
She's a reporter
To get the news out there that the Turtles are heroes. And the foot is bad.
Yeah, and that was another thing I didn't like about the 2014 April O'Neil. She was like, she
disappears.
It was
in
an
the second
upcoming April O'Neil, right? She wasn't a reporter yet.
Yeah.
She wasn't taken serious, so she's like trying real hard to.
She's the most persistent human I've ever seen.
Yeah, when the dude walks away, she's like, "Well, now I can't talk to him anymore." Like, he's just go, "Hey,
Yeah, you're lazy. You're so lazy."
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like if you have to say that,
Yeah.
it's not true.
I mean, you're in a van. Drive to him if you can't walk.
Yeah, there's so many options.
Yeah,
for her.
immediately hated.
And that's the problem with the movie. Well,
It's lazy storytelling.
yeah, it's when you can pick out the things like, why didn't she just do that? Or why didn't they just? Why are they doing that?
Still rocket
Yeah.
like
It's obviously not well thought out.
Yeah.
This is 2014. Like, you can just have a podcast.
All right, what's the next one?
Next one?
Happy anniversary.
Happy
That's why it's
anniversary.
not winning any points.
Yeah.
Please still watch this episode, guys. It's been a lot of fun
Yeah.
roasting.
Next one. Supporting cast.
Listen, Casey Jones alone, like, makes the '90s one work.
Oh yeah.
What was the category?
Supporting cast.
Oh,
Casey Jones is like so hilarious.
That actor, man.
I like Elias Koteas. Okay, I love that he's like on a different rooftop and like he sees Rocco getting beat up. He's like, "What's going on?"
And then he goes in there. He's like, "What are you doing to my buddy?"
yeah.
You know why they're buddies? Because he also does rooftop, and he just found that out. He's like, "All right," like he finally has friends.
Yeah, because he like saw him like stop that guy from stealing the purse
Yeah.
and then beat him up. Right?
Yeah,
Right.
And so now he's like, he can't be that bad. He has access to rooftops. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
my boy.
that's one of my favorite scenes. Aside from like Raph up on the rooftop fighting and then going, "Come on."
Oh yeah, there's
How do
like
you think you
50
can
of them.
beat
He's
it?
like, "Go get some more." Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
How
Raph.
you
like-
think you're gonna beat me?
Good answer.
Dude.
Uh,
Yeah. I
yeah,
love Raph.
that whole scene is one of my favorite
Elias
scenes of that movie.
Koteas, man.
But
He's
yeah,
a really good actor.
Elias. I even like what's his name?
Will Arnett.
No, Tattoo. Tattoo, is that his name?
The general guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tattoo.
Oh,
I don't remember his name, but it's something like. Let me see.
He's cool, but
The
Danny.
bald dude.
I like Danny
Yeah.
because
I have a whole thing about him.
I
He's
like Charles. You're
he's-
fired.
Charles.
Sorry to do this over the
Yeah.
answer machine.
And the
so you're
deliveries
losing all of your house and everything, but like, I love how Elias Koteas is like
Yeah.
tells her, he's like,
Oh,
I was
Charles? Charles
yeah.
fired you.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, I saved you the trip from going." It's like, he's like, "I was trying to do it to you softly." She's like, "Get out of here." He's like, "All right,
Saved me a
yeah,
trip.
I guess I'll go help build a truck."
What
or
did you
something.
take a class?
Yeah. Listen, lady, my boy was in trouble. Like you, I love it.
They just go to random rooms and shut
I
the
like,
door.
I like,
Touch
no, I
him.
like when they're in the sewer and he's like, I think he's claustrophobic. He's like, whoa. No, I like girls, man.
Never even looked at a guy.
Dude, the one-liners in the 1991. I mean, it's oh my gosh. There's no one.
And he legit gets like he rescues Splinter. Like, he legit gets his minute to shine.
Mm-hmm.
And like the Ninja Turtles, like the 2014 one, doesn't do that. Like, it's just such a mess, right? And I don't know. Like, I guess Will Arnett does some stuff.
Yeah.
But he's such a joke.
I think this is the first category that it's not going to be a lot of like Will Arnett hate. It's just preference towards Elias Koteas' portrayal.
Yeah.
It was just much better.
Because I didn't mind Will Arnett's character, but like the one time he helped was just like, yeah, I got a van. And then he loses the van, so he's like, not going to be useful ever again. But like,
he helped in the end also, right? He's the one that.
Oh yeah, he gets shot.
Yeah, but he stopped. What's his name?
Yeah, and legitimately, I thought Danny was a really strong character and like drove a whole lot of the stuff.
He was in it from the beginning to the end.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I know I was joking earlier, but like I thought Charles was hilarious. Like that guy's got some problems, man.
He does, but I didn't understand his character. He's probably the one that it's like I'm not really sure what's going on with him.
Boss, man.
Yeah, but he's like going over to April's house.
He's a creepy boss. I didn't say he was a good boss.
Bringing the son with her.
I didn't say he was
walking
a good
into
boss.
the bathroom with her.
I think that was him being like you see, my son needs a mom.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was weird. I don't know what they were.
Listen, I'm either gonna fire you or marry you.
I got the chief of police on my back.
Yeah. He's breathing down my neck because somehow he's connected to the foot, I guess. But we're not going to get into that.
No, he wasn't connected to his foot. He was like,
he just didn't want to get told
Barty
about his
Crouch
job
in Harry Potter. Like if we
Yeah.
don't say it, it doesn't exist, right?
Yeah.
That's true, I guess.
There's no such thing as Sith.
There's no war in Ba Sing Se or whatever from Avatar. Yeah, there's no war. Right? Hey, that's fake news.
Yeah, he was
So
great.
side characters.
Tattoo, whatever his name was. Tatsu.
Tatsu.
Okay, so he might be my favorite villain in all of these movies.
Okay.
I really liked Shredder
Uh-huh.
in the 90s. And I am basing this entirely off of headcanon.
Okay.
But based on kind of the subtext of the movie, and a lot of this really just might be me reading too much into it. It probably is that. The foot in that in the original movie used to be like this powerful Japanese organization, right? That kind of had to migrate over to New York City.
Yeah.
And now is reduced to Shredder, his second in command, and a bunch of teenagers dressed as flies.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like you get this real sense for that with Tatsu of like he is very prideful and like thinks a lot of himself. He gets real mad every time he loses and fails. And with every time he interacts with any of the kids, it's very like, I've been reduced to this. I used to be a Japanese warlord general, and now I'm commanding teenagers in New York.
Listen, speaking of that, I always wonder how these organizations persist. Because, like, I'm not saying that people are quitters, but let's just, like, if you get treated like that, right? And let's be real. Like, I mean, if it's a family, well, great, that changes it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's just an organization, like a job, right? And your boss is like, "This is on you," right? Like, however he says it.
Yeah.
And then you like get so mad that you're gonna go like start breaking some stuff or beat up a dude. Like find a different organization.
Well,
right?
how
Start a new one.
I mean,
and like we are called Leg.
Yeah. Hey, I already.
We got the acronym.
Don't take that.
Want to go on? We got two
that's
more
what-
categories.
There's only one side character I liked in the 2014 one, and it's not enough to save that movie. So yeah, we can move on.
You can give it some praise if you want. That's what I'm saying. Like all my votes are pretty much going to the 90 version.
Yeah,
Will Arnett, you're great, man.
Save it for the.
I'm sorry you were on this.
Well,
Okay.
You
Next
made it
category.
into part 2.
He watches the podcast.
next category. Music.
Oh, 90s. This is what we do. Dude, I was listening to the whole soundtrack the whole day, man.
Yeah, 1990 for sure.
I like the feel.
Together with the camera work.
Yeah, the
it
Turtles
was
theme
perfect.
is really great.
It is.
Every time I heard it, I was like, "Yeah, this works."
It keeps you in the world, man.
Yeah.
You mean the very beginning?
Just because they
It's
played
throughout the movie.
And they played it. Yeah,
all throughout
you're
the
right.
movie, the theme, yeah.
Mhm.
Is it 80s? Is it 90s? Like, it's Turtles, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it had a good feel. It didn't because a lot of the feel of the movie was kind of dark, right? Because of the shredder and everything.
Which when you were talking earlier about were we basing this on cartoon or comic, like so that's the part where it really is closer to the comic because the comic's darker, and I know we got a part 2 and Shredder survives or whatever, but he dies in the first comic, man.
Yeah.
That's
it makes sense that he goes away.
Yeah, that's how the original
layered in them. Yeah,
that's how they did it. Yeah, and so,
Man, he was supposed to stay dead in the movies, but producers,
can't just leave things be. Gotta milk
couldn't
it.
give us. Was it Baxter Stockman?
Yeah.
Eric Sachs,
the Rat King.
I don't even remember music from the 2014.
Yeah, it was done by Brian Tyler.
Was it?
Of Mummy fame.
Yeah.
Listen, he's not a bad composer.
No, he's not.
He's done
Fast and Furious.
There's another big good one that I really like. He did Iron Man 3, which is the best.
The Magneto movie.
No.
Nah, but he's done a bunch of those high
he did John Wick
movies.
Yeah, he's done all the John Wick movies. So, he's a good composer.
I watched those.
He knows what he's doing, and it's the same as yes, the Ninja Turtles fit into the context of this movie. That doesn't make it good, though.
Yeah.
This music fits in with the movie, but it's boring and generic.
Was like, Michael Bay's doing this?
Yeah.
I can phone this one in. He did it in a weekend.
My phone.
Yeah. He's like, I can do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Last one, directing, cinematography.
I feel like this one has already slightly been hit on.
We've been slamming in every category.
That scene where Raphael's yelling and it's circling him.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Such good work, man.
Yep.
Nothing like that. And
I love that meme. People use it when something happens and it's
Cowabunga it is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All the memes, dude.
That is the title of the first episode of this podcast.
It is.
Cowabunga it is.
Yeah, no, definitely Steve Barron killed it in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything but and it was
lit so well.
Super low budget, but worked with what he had to work with
made the most
and
of
helped start a craze, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an independent movie that became a blockbuster hit.
Yeah. And
they
they can't duplicate it.
No, they can't. But why? Because they keep trying to do some other stuff with it. Part 2 was like, no, let's make it more kid friendly. The ninjas can't use their weapons. Like, what?
Babies!
Which
you gave me babies!
But speaking of weapons, there was a body count in the 2014
dude,
version.
parents hated the 19 one, but 2014. They're slamming cars off cliffs and throwing people into subway tracks.
Yeah, there's at least 14 people, I think, something like that.
Don't forget that you wrote Bloodsport on your paper. Then.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
90s, another sweep.
Sweep.
I mean,
2014.
This whole episode was a sweep.
2014.
Welcome to
got 0 points.
Yeah, it's welcome
As
to another edition of Dumpster Diving.
Yeah, listen.
Have we ever rated anything that bad though?
Nothing has ever gotten no points before.
Are you sure? Even Aladdin got something?
Even Aladdin got something.
Even Aladdin, Michael Bay. Look at me. Even Aladdin.
Okay, so then I got to ask the question, because we've been talking about Mutant Mayhem a lot. Do we need to battle Mutant Mayhem versus 1990?
Is that...
Next anniversary.
Did Mutant Mayhem, refresh my memory, did it beat TMNT?
Yes.
I think it did. I think
it was close, but yes.
Then I think we should, because I think we can agree right here that
those are the two best
that the 1990s movies is the best live action.
Yeah.
We don't need to do the third and all
it's the best one.
I think we should do that. I think do you guys want to see that?
Yes.
You know what? What if
Yes, we do.
What if instead we do Mutant Mayhem versus Surf Ninjas?
We could do that for the basement downstairs.
Yeah, and then we'll just talk about three ninjas. Was it when those boys?
Rocky and Cookie or whatever is
Cookie, Rocky, Cookie, and Toto.
Rock, paper, and scissors.
And Phil, their dad, or what? Dumb name.
What's that diving movie? Doesn't he call him Cookie in it?
And
I don't know.
Robert De Niro.
What is it?
I said, get up, Cookie.
Oh, A Few Good Men.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Is it Few Good
when he's like a general or something.
No, it's the diamond one. He gets like diving underwater, but he like doesn't
Oh
have legs.
yeah, the dude has one
I
leg.
have no legs.
Yeah, it's Snow Dog's guy.
Okay, so where we at?
Watch me be wrong.
1990
everyone's like
1990 versus Mutant Mayhem at some point.
Yeah.
But
4th anniversary, maybe.
1990 definitely wins this battle very easily.
as it should.
Yeah. Please go watch it.
Please,
It is better than I thought it was going to be going
So
in again.
It holds up for sure for being
It does hold up.
30 years old, whatever it is.
35.
35 years old.
I was like 9 years old when I
I was not even born.
came. You would not be born for a long time.
3 years.
Don't even get him started on me.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, well, no surprise that it wins. You guys,
No
if
surprise.
you've got any objections,
Yeah.
let us know in the
Let us
socials.
yeah, how much
Yeah.
you love Megan Fox.
Tell
Yeah.
Hayden why he should stop his Asian hate thing.
What's this?
Look,
Aquafina.
Or if you're in on it, I'm just kidding.
You found a hole.
I have a Discord. No, I'm just kidding.
well, you can definitely find him on his own
Yeah.
socials.
Well, let's laugh about fake stuff.
yeah.
It's all in fun.
Okay, well, thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next time. Room Upstairs Podcast. Sign us off.
We're still upstairs.
That's fandom for you.
So, since we've been talking about Ninja Turtles,
Mhm.
all the Ninja Turtle mythos is based on the Eastman and Laird's interpretation of Daredevil in the hand, right? Foot,
Yeah.
hand,
Yeah.
and so it's a good opportunity to talk about Daredevil.
Daredevil season
Season
I
4.
didn't watch
Season
it.
4, episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So you haven't watched it.
Yeah.
You
Well,
said you didn't.
It's been a busy week, man.
Yeah.
So you haven't.
I'm watching.
We won't
it
spoil
tomorrow.
anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Two of
Won't
us.
spoil anything. Yeah. Go fast.
Spoiler alert: they think it's good.
I've only heard great things about it. Like everybody's
That's
like,
that's as much of a spoiler as we'll give. So
Spoiler alert:
if you haven't watched it,
I haven't watched it either.
yeah, no spoilers. You want to start?
I'll start.
All right.
I think so far it is good.
Okay.
I don't want to say that's
Wow.
really. I don't want to say it's really
He's-
good.
He
or
already
great.
put the spoiler
Yeah.
on that.
whoa!
I know, crazy. I think it's good. I think it might be getting a little bit overhyped.
Okay.
Just,
That's good to
just
know.
a tad.
Yeah.
Go in slightly lowered expectations. Do not go in expecting Netflix Daredevil.
Yeah,
It
this
is.
Disney.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
its own show.
Is Grogu in it? Does he have his
No.
own version of Grogu?
No Grogu yet. It's very differently paced than I
Okay.
was expecting.
Yeah, but
Um,
is it like one of the like Disney classic Disney where it's like 8 episodes?
I think it's 9 episodes.
Yeah, but
so-
still,
But they're-
that's why. You
yeah.
know, like if you're only gonna do 9 episodes,
They are an hour long each.
yeah, but
Which
still,
is
it's
nice,
9
but,
episodes, man.
yeah.
You're gonna have to pace it way different.
I think it still could be slower paced and just have a slightly different story. For what they're doing and how much is set up in only the first 2 episodes, yeah, I get why it's faster paced.
I hate the like 8 to 9 or 8 to 10 episode. Like, just give us actual full on.
As long as the show
is good. Yeah.
is all leads up to just giving us a new female superhero, and then we never see Matt Murdock again.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah,
Electra Daredevil arc.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's a cool arc.
It's
I'm-
there, man.
they've been doing that.
Or did you want to weigh in on this?
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Did
I
you hate
will.
it?
So I did not hate it. I do like the show.
There's a bug coming.
I'm gonna touch on a couple little points here, without spoiling again. But a little insight maybe.
Okay.
Okay, so the music I thought was pretty good. The Newton Brothers.
I'm gonna. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Not
You're
not,
wrong,
not the
but,
best, but I think it's working so far. The opening scene, the ending scene. Opening scene, episode 1. Ending scene, episode 2. Awesome.
It's the ones they're obviously like warning us to talk about.
Right.
Building the episodes around those 2 scenes.
Yeah, for sure.
That's where the hype's coming in.
Yeah.
The pacing, like you said, like things happen pretty quickly, which is fine, depending on where they go with the story.
Mhm.
So I'm good with that pacing as long as they settle in on whatever the main story is going to be. I don't know what that's going to be. So that's I guess a bad part is it does feel a little disjointed so far. Maybe it's because we know that there was problems with filming it.
Yeah.
Or it could be because Marvel clearly doesn't have a clue how to tell a story anymore.
It could be, and I'm not sure on that. And that's.
I think the problems because we knew they filmed a bunch and then decided we really don't like how this goes, but like because of how much they had already filmed, are forced to stick with a bunch of that. That's very obvious that they're having to kind of Frankenstein some of the old stuff together and reframe it using new footage also.
Yeah.
And I think that does hurt it a little bit. I think they're doing a not bad job working it out so far.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like there's potential in it, but there is some feeling of like what's going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of characters that they've placed in here, some that we don't know, so we're getting to know, and so obviously we don't know what's going to happen with them. We don't know what's happening with some of the characters that we did know.
Yep.
I really like Matt Murdock's position at this point. He's
I don't know why I laughed. There was nothing about that funny. I don't know. It just hit me weird. I was like, all right, man. Yeah.
Yeah, like we haven't seen a Matt Murdock this way.
Yeah.
So I like that about it.
Nice.
There's another storyline in it that they're building on that I really like too.
Nice.
Well, I'll say it. It's because we know that he's in it. It's White Tiger. Yeah.
Go ahead. No, I saw all the posts.
His storyline I like so far.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just whether they're gonna hone in what they're gonna hone in on is what we don't know. We don't know if they're gonna go Disney style for the rest of it, and maybe like just these first 2 episodes were the reshoots. The rest of it is maybe
She-Hulk season 2.
Yeah, like what they had already
like
done.
what they did with Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Just made it about Mandalorian.
So we don't know that. We just know these first 2 episodes. There's potential here, but there's also
I'm very cautious going forward.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I'm still gonna watch it.
Oh yeah.
No, I would recommend if you like the first 3 seasons of Daredevil to watch this one also.
Just expect something different.
So, from ninjutsu to karate, right? I don't think we need to jump way into it because Hayden's already done a review. Yeah. But I finished Cobra Kai, and like everything I said leading up to that. Remember, I was like,
"No, you said love
it
child.
has to be a Cobra Kai ending."
Yeah,
they delivered, man.
Yeah,
dude. There was total fan service.
I don't know how they could have done it better. Honestly,
I do, but there was still everything that you thought was going to happen pretty much happened, but it was still done in a way that you wanted to watch it. And once it happened, you weren't like, oh yeah, I didn't want to see that. You were still like, I wanted to see that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a surprise.
So what was what could have made it better?
I think that they could have not dragged out the end.
Yeah. The grown-up fight was... I understand why they did it.
Yeah.
But I was like, after Robbie, or not Robbie, but after Miguel beat what's his face so easily, like what else is there? You know,
right.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. And then even like
the epilogue kind of sequence.
All the epilogue stuff could have been scrapped. It was cool because we saw Stingray. So it's like, oh, there's Stingray. And
Stingray.
It's the fan service stuff. I was happy to see it, but the last 10-15 minutes definitely drug on for me. I was like, man, I thought it was done already.
I was still wishing we got the love child.
Yeah, like, was there a part of anybody that thought the ending of the show was going to tie in with the upcoming movie?
I was
like, we were going to see Jackie Chan.
I knew
stuff.
It wasn't because they're not even like none of the Cobra Kai people are even.
I know that, but I just didn't know if they like would that have been smart.
I think no.
Yeah.
I think they did it the right way. Yeah.
It would still be cool, I think, to have Johnny Lawrence in the new movie, just for
like a cameo or something.
Yeah,
it'll be the end credit scene. They're putting a kung fu
A
team
team
together.
together. Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it'd be really cool.
Him, Master Splinter.
That'd be dope.
Also played by Jackie
Yeah,
Chan.
No,
they're like
I mean-
the rise of the leg.
They,
In the East,
and
we gotta fight him.
And then the monkey from Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
I think that they closed Johnny's story pretty well. Like
Yeah.
he's basically riding off into the sunset, which
Yeah.
is sweet.
My favorite scene in all 5 of those episodes was what should have been the final scene of the series, but then they had the weird fly scene, which was bad scene, even worse ending scene.
Oh right.
But
You
right,
didn't like that?
I did not like the fly
I-
scene.
I
no.
kind of thought it was funny. Because,
Um,
like, I don't
It
know.
kind of was.
Because there was a point, yeah, it did. It felt like a Karate Kid ending about to tie in with a movie. And I feel like they did the right thing with, like, the very end. It's like, no, this is Cobra Kai. And
I
then,
think-
like,
yeah,
it's okay. You didn't
yeah,
like it, man.
I didn't like
It's
that
all right.
scene very much, especially because of how drawn out that last 20 minutes.
Oh,
was.
yeah.
It felt unnecessary to
I
me.
got you.
But I really loved the final scene with Johnny. He's back in his dojo, and you're panning over all of these entirely new faces that you've never seen before.
Some of them.
And well, yeah,
Yeah.
but like it doesn't show the faces that you have known until you've seen all of these new ones. And there's no music. It's just this calm. The sunlight is coming in. It's lit
That was a good
super
scene.
well. It felt like a full circle moment of this is what Karate Kid is about. It's about a generational, a sensei training his students, and his old students have moved on, and that it's like a really bittersweet ending of like his old ones moved on. He has to move on and accept the new group now. And I liked that scene a lot. I think that was the ending I was hoping for.
Yeah. The problem I had with that scene was that I was
Not enough
confused.
Stingray.
It was yeah. They should have had Stingray in there, I think. And that would have taken out that last part where dragging down.
He kills the fly.
Stingray?
No, the problem I had with it was I wasn't sure what he was actually going to be teaching, because he's like, I'm teaching Cobra Kai, but I'm also teaching some Miyagi-Do. But you're going to practice here in the dojo, but they were showing scenes of the Miyagi-Do. So I was like, I don't know what's going on there, because Daniel was like,
No,
but
tells
he's saying that he's not
He
going to teach
tells them that
anyone.
they'll go to both.
Yeah.
He actually says the words.
Does he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I missed it then. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he says the words. He tells them that they'll be training under both.
But I thought that Danielson wasn't going to teach anyone.
No, but he tells them he says the emphasis there is defense.
Right.
And when you come to me, I'm going to teach you offense because that's what I know well.
Right.
And I thought that was fine. It would have been a better ending. Just all the other stuff could have been left off. The one thing that I would criticize is like it felt like they were just trying to race to the end.
Yeah.
Because like that Miguel fight with what's his face, like I know the guy didn't hurt him or whatever, but he could have, and Miguel still could have come out on top. Like
Could have been tenser.
It
Like
could've
the
been
actual
tenser.
Karate Kid,
Yeah.
like he gets her.
that could have been.
I really thought they were.
That
Gonna
could have been
do
more
that.
tense. The adult fight was still so weird to me. I get why they did it, and it's a redemption for Johnny Lawrence. But also like the fact that like the Miyagi-Do like just bows out, like I kind of agree with Silver, man.
I don't know if there's a way you could do it, but if somehow if the Sensei fight could have happened before the Miguel fight, I don't know how you could make it make sense to where they would fight first. I would swap those.
Even better,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Even
I would
better.
swap
No,
those.
throw it old school, right? Like
on the streets.
Have Miguel win, yeah, and then have them in the parking
Yeah.
lot, and he has to fight that guy, right? And like show off what he's learned.
Okay, actually, I would change something.
Yeah, that's what this
I want
felt like.
I want a parking lot fight
Yeah, this
with the
felt
Mortal Kombat guy.
my main criticism.
And the theme song right there.
Yeah, yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Dude, honk his nose and everything, man.
Yeah. My main criticism really overall was just it felt safe. Not bad.
Yeah.
I like all the things you expect to happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's satisfying. Good watch. But yeah, like it felt very safe. Like Miguel's gonna end up being the one to fight.
That's why
his arc has been over
I wanted
since
to
the
see him
start
get
of
hurt,
this.
right? Like,
Yeah.
he did break his back and he came back.
Yeah.
he could win after this.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
it was very safe. It was so sanitized.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like that was partly because we were like rushing to the end.
yeah.
Like if they had slowed it down there a little bit more. I love that when they came out to the AC/DC, like
That was-
Cobra Kai
Yeah, I
game.
still.
That scene was necessary.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to
Yeah.
watch it again because like I just loved it so much. It was hard for me to
Just
find
leave,
something
leave it
bad.
that way.
Yeah.
It's
It was
alright.
hard for me to like nitpick it because I was just like,
Yeah, and that's what we're doing. We're nitpicking. Like
Yeah.
it
because
was
even
really
because
great.
even Autumn like
It's
came
a
into the
solid
room
series.
because I was like hollering, like I was at the fight,
Yeah,
and like Autumn came in the room like, it's a show, right? And I was like,
yeah,
but this show has been such a fun ride.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And at the end of the day, it's a great series.
Yeah.
Definitely would recommend.
Yeah.
doesn't ruin anything.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think it was the worst 5 episodes.
Of this batch for
Oh,
sure. Yeah.
yeah.
What?
But it was still very satisfactory.
They
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with
No,
that.
I didn't like the
moments.
first 5 very much.
Yeah, I thought this was the worst, but that's me.
Bird, what are you doing?
But again,
The
I
middle
was
was
totally happy with
the
it.
middle was the best part.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Like Sakai Takai. Oh, that was beautiful.
Kid died. Yeah.
Kid died. Awesome. But yeah, good show. The Room Upstairs recommends.
That's right. Okay. Well, that's it for now.
Yeah.
That's fandom for you.
Room Upstairs Podcast and all the socials, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.